In the heart of the great northern forest, where morning dew sparkled like stardust and every breeze whispered old secrets, a black-feathered crow named Corven lived among the trees. He was clever, curious and always searching for shiny stones, smooth shells, and anything that glimmered in the light. But Corven wasn't like the other crows who were content to sing, to soar and to play among the branches. He had grown tired of finding small treasures. He wanted something more, something greater than any crow had ever possessed. One day, as he perched atop a craggy rock, Corven met a mysterious owl, an old silvery creature who spoke slowly, as though his words came from another age. "You seek wealth, don't you?" the owl said, his golden eyes glowing in the shadows. Corven nodded. "I want enough to never search again. I want more than the rest. I want it all." The owl blinked once and dropped a faded feather. Then follow the wind to the eastern pine. Beneath its roots you'll find 10 golden beetles, shiny and rare. That will be your first prize. Then fly south until you reach the hollow tree where the woodpeckers dwell. There you'll find a hidden stash of 100 silver seeds. Corven cawed with delight. "That's more than I've ever dreamed. But," the owl continued, his voice darker now, "beyond the mountains lies one last place, a cave that holds all the world's treasure. Do not go there, you will not need it." But Corven, blinded by the shimmer in his thoughts, took wing without even a thank you. The owl watched him disappear into the sky and whispered to no one, "They never listen." Just as the owl said, Corven found the 10 golden beetles buried under moss near the eastern pine. He danced with joy, their gleaming shells glinting like fire. Then he flew to the southern hollow tree where, after clever work and patience, he uncovered a nest filled with silver seeds, more than any crow had ever gathered. But the glimmer on the map's final mark still pulled at him. If this much came so easily, Corven thought, what wonders must lie in that cave? He flew beyond the high cliffs, braving winds that tried to knock him from the sky. After hours of travel he reached it, a cave of crystal and gold shimmering in the light of the setting sun. It was more magnificent than he had imagined. Inside, mountains of glittering feathers, gemstones and radiant shells reached the ceiling. In the center stood an old crow, bent with age, slowly turning a massive wooden wheel carved from driftwood and bone. "What are you doing?" Corven asked, approaching with awe. Turning this, the old crow rasped, "If I stop, the cave collapses. Help me just for a moment and I'll show you something." Curious, Corven took the wheel. The moment his talons gripped it, he felt its weight. It groaned and pressed against him like the pull of gravity itself. The old crow stepped back, stretching his wings with relief. His eyes were tired, but his beak curled into a grim smile. "All this treasure is yours now," he said. Corven's feathers puffed with pride. "And the catch? You cannot stop turning the wheel," the old crow replied, "unless someone takes your place." Corven's eyes widened. "What?" "That's how I got free," the old crow said. "I too once found the 10 golden beetles. I found the silver seeds. I was warned, but I wanted more." The wheel creaked, heavier now. Corven's wings ached. He tried to protest, to plead, but the old crow was already at the mouth of the cave. With one last glance, he said, "Enjoy your treasure, and pray for another greedy beak to find this place." Then he flew away into the dusk, his silhouette swallowed by the light of the vanishing sun. The cave doors groaned and sealed shut, and in the silence that followed, the only sound was the turning of the wheel. Corven understood then what no crow had taught him. Wealth without wisdom is a cage with golden bars. And so he turned and waited. High above, the wind danced through the forest, past the eastern pine, past the hollow tree, whispering gently to those who would listen. Be content. Take only what you need. Freedom, once lost, is the hardest treasure to regain.